Hey guys, this is Tony with Geek Designs, and today I'm going to talk to you about how much should a logo actually cost. Remember, design videos come out every Monday, so get subscribed for that if you haven't already. So this is probably one of the most popular questions for beginning graphic designers and clients evenly. I mean, it's how much does a logo cost? How much should this logo that I want cost? Or how much should a base package for a logo cost? And it's a really hard question to answer directly, so I'm going to give you some of the factors that you could think of when it comes to how much should a logo actually cost. So right off the bat, let's talk about if you're a client looking for a logo. When you're looking for a logo, the one place you should not go to is Fiverr. The thing is, yes, you're going to get the lowest price possible, but the thing is, you're trying to find something that's going to represent your company. Do you really want something that's going to be the cheapest? Or do you want something that's going to give you the best bang for your buck or the best value? Think of it this way. When you're getting your car fixed, do you go to the cheapest person down the road or do you usually go to the dealership? Most people will either go to someone they trust in their family or one of their friends that works on cars, or go to the dealership. Because the dealership they can trust and they know that they're going to have to pay more, but they know it's going to get done right. And they usually go with one of their friends or one of their family members because it's someone they can trust and they know they're going to do it right. So why would you go to some stranger that's going to charge you $5 and up when you want to get the lowest price, but you don't know what quality product you're going to get? Now let's also talk ballpark numbers. Every time a client is going to email a graphic designer, they're going to ask for ballpark numbers. And I can see where clients are coming from this. I mean, I've worked in-house, so I know how it goes. You're trying to get estimates, you're trying to find the best price, you're trying to figure out who's the cheapest. But honestly, a graphic designer should not be able to give you ballpark numbers right off the bat. They need to talk with you, they need to understand what type of logo you're looking for, what industry are you in, how much research it's going to entail to get the perfect logo for you. Are you going to do it in color? Is there any fonts you're going to need to buy? And how long is the overall design process going to take? And there's many more variables that are going to be taken into account. So this is why ballpark numbers aren't the best thing and the safest thing that some clients might think they are. Then there's the whole notion in graphic design that goes around that, well, you need to do free work before I can pay you. This mentality needs to go away. You should never do free work unless you are starting off and you need to build a portfolio. But if you're doing free work to prove yourself and doing actual logo design free and then trying to get payment at the end, do not do this ever. Request payment up front or some up front. By doing work free and expecting it towards the end, they're going to take your work and go to another graphic designer that's cheaper. Trust me, it's happened to me. It's happened to other graphic designers. It's the most common nightmare story that happens. Now, if you're a client and you're in the position of you're under a tight budget, I can understand the occasion that you're trying to find somehow to get underneath that budget. But if you're working with a graphic designer and you tell them, hey, this is my budget, I have X amount to spend, can you work with me or could you try to hit underneath it? Most graphic designers will either say, yeah, I can, but X, Y, and Z are what my expectations are, and these things that you want are not going to be able to happen. Or they will say, no, here's another graphic designer that can help you. Or they'll say, yeah, let's start working. So honestly, if you're a client and you have a tight budget, just be honest with the designer about a logo so they understand that this is our limit of what we can spend. We're going to try our best to reach that mark or beat it. So you have to also take into consideration the design process. I did a video on this, you can check it up here, but you have to take into account how long this process is actually going to take for one designer. You have to look at what is going to be the color theory, what's going to be the font, and other aspects that are going to engage with the client or the customer, make the customer feel like they should be a part of this brand and help make that bond stronger. Another thing to take in consideration is most logos have multiple variations of them. So you're not really just designing one logo, you may be designing a logo that has to be in a square format, one that might have to have the letters stacked on top of each other, one that might have the letters stacked on top of each other, and an icon, one that might just have the logo or the font stretched up across and have an icon with it. So there's multiple variations. You also have to take into consideration that there's multiple formats now. You have to take into consideration print and digital. Those have always been there. They'll always be there. They'll never go away. But social media introduced a whole new aspect that no one ever thought would happen. So before, it used to be the smallest size you have to think about is a business card, and that was it. The smallest sizes you have to think about are for social media icons or pictures. So they're the profile pictures that are about like a 50 by 50 pixel square. Those are the smallest you have to think about. So you have to think about, how are you going to introduce those into your logo? Are you going to take one letter and then bring it in? Or are you going to take one graphic and bring it in? But you have to keep it consistent across the entire board. Something also to think about is revisions. Now, this is where it gets a little dicey. Some people think you should have unlimited revisions. Revisions should be free. It's up to the customer to make sure they get the perfect job right. The thing is, this is time. And time is being wasted if you give out too many free revisions. Me personally, every project gets 2 free revisions. After that, you pay per revision. End of story. Now, most graphic designers will have something set up like this. It'll make sure that the client has to understand that there is time being wasted with revisions. So they have to do the revisions carefully. They have to do them right, or else they will not get their files. Guys, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you learned what actually is going to go into the cost of a logo. I hope you learned that there's more than actually just the logo itself. If I didn't answer anything clearly, or if you still have more questions, just leave them down in the comments down below and I'll get down there and help you out. Remember, design videos come out every Monday, so get subscribed for that if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.